All right, this is part 3 of us debunking the claims of the Hebrew Israelites. All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about the racial exclusion. This is the core issue. This is the core beliefs of the Hebrew Israelites. So isn't it ironic that the same racial exclusion that the white supremacists were using back in the early 1900s, in the same way how they would say that only the whites have salvation, they are going to heaven, only white people are going to heaven, salvation is only for the whites. In that same narrative, now the Hebrew Israelites are using the same thing in their twisted scripture, and now we see the same racial exclusion as the white supremacists were using. Now we see the Hebrew Israelites using the same thing. So that same tactic is now being used, how the white supremacists use the Bible and they twisted scripture and they misused it in the early 1900s. Now we see the Hebrew Israelites, they're using the same tactic to twist the Bible, to say that only black people are going to heaven, and to say that salvation is only for the blacks and everybody else is going to hell. So this is the same era, it's just in reverse. So the black Hebrew Israelites, they may not be going into neighborhoods burning crosses, but they still are using and misusing scripture and twisting scripture and saying that the Bible teaches racial exclusion, and it doesn't. Those who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, and you say that what the whites did in the early 1900s was wrong and it was evil, you can say that what you're doing is right now, because the whites twisted scriptures in the early 1900s. They was mistreating people. They would go into neighborhoods and proclaim and to say things and to teach that the whites are only going to heaven. Now you're doing the same thing. It's just in reverse. So you can't call them wrong and then come back around and then use the same tactic and say that you're right. You can't do that. The Bible does not teach racial exclusion. Romans chapter 10 verse 13 says, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. For everyone. Not just the blacks, not just the Native Americans. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved.
All right, so the brother says that whosoever shall call on the name, regardless if you pink, purple, green, fuchsia, you will be saved. No matter who it is if you call on the name. Let's go to Acts chapter 2, verse 21. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh shall be saved. But Christians never read the next verse. Verse 22. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. See that, Christian? You got to keep reading a little bit. So, welcome to another edition of When Christians Post Scriptures and Don't Know What the Hell They Talking About. All right, let's go to the book of Romans chapter 9, because Christians, they love Paul's letters, but they never go to Matthew 15:24, where Jesus says, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You see, they never go to John 4, verse 22, where it says salvation is of the Jews only. You see, red letters, but they never go to the red letters. All right, let's go to verse 4 here. It says, who are Israelites? You see, the brother says salvation is for everyone, no matter what your skin tone look like. You see, we're twisting the scriptures. That's what the brother said. Who are Israelites? To whom pertaineth? When you look up the word pertaineth, that means to whom it belongs to, Christian. It belongs to the adoptions and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law. The law was only given to the Israelites. And the service of God, Yahweh, and the promises. All the promises, were given to the Israelites only. No one else. You see? So I don't understand why Christians, they can't read for themselves what's written. They making false accusations. Oh, the Israelites are, twisting scriptures. But it's right here in black and white on the page. Christian, I mean, just get over your emotions already. Your slave master is not coming.